think we're live on my side. Yes, we are live. Give it everyone to give a chance to. Carsey is hyped to watch the first day race once. well, if it definitely. And I think Carsey, I believe you went on holidays. If I see somewhere in a chat there, Carsey. In fairness. So, we may as well start as we get an audience here and also the drivers here. Welcome on to the first division WAOF1 Division 1 round number 2. We're in the circuit de Catalunya for the Catalunya Grand Prix. Sounds weird, I know, but it's actually the Spanish Grand Prix is in Madrid, but the Catalunya Grand Prix pretty much makes perfect sense from my liking rather than Barcelona Grand Prix. So, I think really try to get the drivers get in as soon as possible. Hello everyone! How are we? So, as we try to get drivers into the session all together, so let me see who need we got up to 12. I think it meant to be 18 for this evening. So Circuit de Catalunya is a 14 turns consists of 4.8 kilometer long track, 2.8 mile long track, and the famous old track altogether, technical track all around it, a lot of medium speed corner there, so that's pretty much it. So is he got the info? No, he hasn't. Kieran also not have it. Jordan need the info too, as the driver is getting in. Hopefully, I know they're 13 in, as we see. Yeah, Axel just in. Anyone else need? That's a games crash. Oh dear, that's not ideal. Well, unless if you have a bingo card. Good news, I just see freedom, so sort of quality of big, but it's we're up to 14. So anyway, so how are we everyone on this Thursday evening? So I know the World Cup is starting around, I think around 9 o'clock. France and Morocco, if I'm not mistaken. 9 o'clock starts. Here, so maybe well watch the second half of that match. Unless they're like anything changes. But anyway, so we're 6 people watching. Welcome on in, welcome on in. We're just waiting for people who get in the session, having technical difficulties to get into this lobby. Oh, I think I have Gupta. Let me have a look. Gupta's in, so up to 15. Epic OJ is not in yet. Dusty Pursuit is. Terrorist has a wheel issue at the moment, so there, so let me see. We may as well. What? I think the first day Division 2 just started here. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? 8. So we're getting a ready up message here to start off. Here, I will try. Oh, I'm Dylan. What do you have? I know you're not hosting, but my God. Right, let me get Epic here before. Oh, we're up to 17. We're up to 17. That is Tyrrell. Just joined the session. And we should be up to 18. Sorry for a long delay here, folks. So we're about to be underway for this qualifying session. There, so that's kind of like it. So sorry for a long delay, folks. So the circuit to Catalunya. No, I only realised that something need to get through for going into this week here with the Shirts decision from last week, which is all Division 1s from what I see. Plow's got a 5-second time penalty for the incident with Ransdal. Ransdal got a 5-second time penalty for unsafe rejoin after that incident. Gupta received a 5-second time penalty with his incident with Ransdal, and Gupta got also one penalty point for no footage. So here we are. That's this phase of the season here. Race winner Kasi Epi has just joined, thankfully. So as he's just started up the qualified session. 18 people in this session at the moment here. Dusty Busumi is the first one out on track here. So Carsey won last week, got a pole, got a race win. Then second week he decided to go on holidays. My goodness me, like what a time to get your season over and it decided to go on holidays. Nah, I'm always showing Carsey. With Adam Halford, a strong P2 in one of his favourite races in Australia, and Blind Hale rounds out the podium in P3. So that's the way thing the standings there, as you were at the moment here. So Epic just joined here in this second half as Dusty about to start things off with over here in Barcelona as he start up his lap here. Main straight, long main straight down to turn 1. Use plenty of a boost far as pretty much half of the battery going down to turn 1. Lift it around the 150 meter board. Going to turn 1 through 2. Now turn 3 is a long right hander. He's got a RB, thankfully out of the way. As he going through turn 4 we go. Bit rear locking there, but as the wheels about to tell happy there. As he going through 5 we go. Now the King turns 6. This is meant to be for straight mode. In real life, there's 4 straight modes activated, but in this game, nah, 2. It's like deal with. No, Dusty going through the middle sector, 51.7 through the middle sector. That is strong middle sector for the Haas. Who reserving here. Now going through the last couple of turns. Here, coming across the line for Dusty, and it is to start things off with 1:13.792 to start off our ways. Fallow 2 times off in the Ferrari with a 1:13.953. Liam, aka Terrell, has DSQ at the pit entry. It looked like he tried to move out of the way, or not sure what has happened. So, couple of names in the reserve. There as Dorian, welcome back to him. He's making his season debut here after he became Sunday's champion. Here selected in the Mercedes for this season. Axel making his debut this evening. So as Ransel going through the last couple of turns, and also XRT Kieran. So both of them making their debuts this evening. Here, welcome on to both of them as Ransel gone a tenth faster than Dusty here. So with a 1:13.682 on our ways there. Klaus on his lap here, going through turn 4. He struggles through Australia, so looking to make an improvement along the way this track. Like, he was kind of like one to watch here before the season started. The wheels are tail happy, and he is aboarded this lap. So Adam Halford coming across the line next is P3 for the Williams driver. A strong P2 last time out to start his season in the Williams car. So can he keep going with that run? So soon find out, right? During this course of this race here. as Dorling currently on his lap there, on the second lap. Softs. With that, so is also on the lap. Plough's completed his quite the start of his lap there. Eventually, Dorling, the Sunday champion, P6 at the moment with a 114.447 there. So that is not an ideal situation at all. Gio Fallow gone up to P3 only notice there. We see Hayes do a race practice. Raza is doing having a go this lap. So one person going to be out of qualifying here with Tyrrell is out due to, I think it is a wheel disconnection, something like that, not too sure. As Raza going through the final penultimate turn, through goes the final turn, and let's see how it does, coming across the line, and he's up to P6 with 114.126 here. He's in around that range in fairness. As Haley started his lap there. Plalo's up to P3, that's more like him. As good time, no! The champion is making a spin from the final turn, and his both end plates gone missing there. Oh no, not ideal for the champion. Now Tulu coming across the line for the Cadillac, and he's P4 there. At least the Eco Cars performance is a lot better than real life version. Not out with tires in the pits. There depends on what time the rest of the runners do. As Axel started his lap, Hilly's coming across through the middle sector, 52.182 going through there for Hilly. Now coming across the final couple of turns there. Yellow, that where are we at? Because the Audi was moved out, the second Audi moved out of the way there. As Hilly P11 with a 114.504. So we've seen Axel on a lap here. Epic is completing his lap. That's a strong middle sector from Epic. Going through the penultimate turn, going through the final turn for the Haas. There, maximise the track limits, and he's gone fastest after this for the Haas. 113.579 is good enough for to become fastest. Here, Axel next one to cross the line, making his debut this evening. Going through the final turn, and let's see how he does. It is P8 in the midfield battle for Axel at the moment. Here, so we've seen, I think Hayes gone up by half a second with a 115.232 there. So as we've gone halfway through this qualifying session, we realise Fellow is making most of them soft tires. He's on 5 lap old softs at this far. May as well use it. If I say it so myself, may as well use it. Because you may not use it in the race there. So Raza retires in pits there. His time is 114.126 there as Pure Foul. That should be safe enough for the Ferrari. There. Hilly is currently on a lap here. He's the 10th down through the first sector. As he's approaching the middle sector through 7 and 8, going through turn 9. They're pretty much flat out indeed, going through the middle sector. He's gone up a 10th there for Hilly. So a 10th would be good enough for Hilly to overtake Dorley. Can he overtake Kieran there? As he's going through final turn. Keep it safe gear. In fact, come across the line. P12. So that is good enough for Haley to overtake Doran. Rush fast, so for the Bosnian driver who started his lap there in the Ferrari here for car number 29 here as Dusty Bazoom gone fastest with a 113.534. So that is a Warren's. I think he's put on fresh set of socks, in fact. So, as we see Rush Fasho, he's a bit squirrely, overcorrect, snap of oversteer, going through turn 10. We go as he's going through the penultimate turn, going through the final turn. As let's see how he does, coming across the line for the Ferrari. It is P12 for Rush Fasho with 114.304. Kelly's going back into the pits there. Freedom is not on his lap there. Good to pretty much under pressure to get his lap on the board there. One lap would do for Hilly. Just get into the 13s and you should be safely through with the run from the champion. So this is pretty much almighty pressure to get a lap on the board. I think Kieran is on a lap, started his lap, so our attention is on the champion. Gupta started his lap on the main straight here. So pretty much different variety of ERS management there. We've seen who was the to start. I think it was, I can't mind the name. We've seen different people going different ways, but I've seen one of them went for half a battery, the other is 70% of battery. Trying to make a bit squirrely on the rears for Gupta as they're going through turn 7 onto 8 there before going to turn 9. We go there. I think there was it a left through there or 52.0 for himself. He's matched Kelly's time, but I don't think he's matched as he going through the penultimate turn, going through the final turn. We go as he comes across the line. Time for Hilly. It is not good. It is P9 with a 114.047 there. Kieran is up to P11 with 14.065. He's only 1,000 off there. It's like up to love the best. There. As we're on with Hayes there. See pretty much under pressure there, try to get a lap time on the board. So you're going through turn 7 onto 8 before going into turn 9. There. Now, let's see what kind of her middle sector will do. And it's 52.176 there. Can she make it out into Q2 for the first time this season? So going through the penultimate turn, to go through goes the final turn for Hayes. Is going to be P16 into the mix there. So Dorlin is now the one going to be under pressure to get the lap time on to be. Can he get into beat Hayes by a 3,000 or 300 of a second, or 1/3 of a tenth there? But I think what Hayes would do is cool down on this lap, then go again So Kieran went to take an excursion through turn 4 through 5. There, so let's see what can Dorling in response to that. I think Hilly with fast show may as well go for it again. And speaking of Hilly, he's back out on track. Good to retire in the pits safely through with that one. In the near the 13 should be good enough. Now Dornan going through turn 4 we go. Freedom retires. He's in P13 and he makes it through! And Dorlan maybe not, because Dorlan went on to take an excursion from turn 4 on the exit especially, and now thankfully for him he had to cool down the battery and the tyres at the early goings, but it's not ideal at all. Meanwhile, Hayes is currently on her lap there, going through turn 6 through 7 and 8 there. We didn't see the first sector time. Now Hayes going through turn 9 we go, before going to turn number 10, second straight move, should be fourth straight move indeed. She's gone 2 times up through the middle sector, so she might overtake with Fat Show and Hilly there. Or we might even overtake Freedom with that one. As she going through the penultimate turn, goes the final turn. And let's see what can she done. Come across the line. P13 safely through with that one. And now Haley is right in the bubble now. Here with Dorling also started his lap there from the Sunday champion. Now Hilly's going through turn 7 and 8, going through turn 9, the fast right-hander, before going to the back straight. Open up the second straight move. He's down to 100 of a second there, so as it going through the final sector, turn 12, before going to 13, we go. Now on to the final turn. Let's see what can Hilly can do. Use all of his battery, and he stays where he at. But Dorling, he's gone up by 4 tenths of a second. Can he get into the 30s with that lap? Here as he come across the line from the Mercedes. Can he make it out? Yes, he can. He's up to P9, and Hilly is out of qualifying here, folks. So that. I use up my voice, my goodness me. Dorlan, right at the last second, gets into Q2 here at the expense of Hilly. And Rafaso, oh, 200, nearly a quarter of a tenth between himself and Hilly. That's so, it's just fine margins between both drivers. It was a fine margin. It happened. Oh, lovely bit of coffee. Anyway, don't tell me I got black screen of death. Anyway. We got Dusty Pursuing fastest out of Q1, and we lost Tyrrell and Hilly there after Q1 there. Oh, it's 6 tenths off. It is so close between, it's so packed with it each other here, folks. So I kind of like that. Here's how Q1 kind of like waste of time. You got this grid is so close to with each other. Q2, ready to go. of this qualifying session. Usual shenanigans should be up here and ready to go with my timer and also my telemetries. I don't know if it means I noticed there no throttle input with my telemetries here. Going like it should be a throttle down from the pit exit down to turn 1. Then you should see a brake there, like from the spectator mode. So I don't know if it's me. It's like some kind of glitch, or something like that, or bug. It looked like a bug to me, found a glitch. Nothing effect with the game, in fairness, but it's more or less a bug. But it won't show me the driver's throttle input and the brake input for you. Good audience here on my stream, thank you, and also WAOF1 fans here want to see the throttle input and also the brake input. Anyway, less of ranting, more of the action here. As Plalos, the Polish driver, big improvement from last time out from last week, now on to this week. New story for himself, going on the main straight, going to turn 1, we go. For a 73% into turn 1, we go. 4th gear on entry, going through turn 2, now on to turn 3, we go for the Aston Martin driver. Now, turn 4, widest line possible, we go. 4th gear on entry, now going through turn 5, it was. 3rd gear on entry, bit of luck up front there. Now, turn 6, which is kink left before turn 7, 8, we go. Now, up the hill, going through turn 9, we go pretty much flat out on driving this game. We could see multiple drivers going to use a scrub set of tyres, as you do. Now, through the final sector, use a plenty of battery on board for Plalos as it comes across turn 13 onto 14. Final turn, use all of his battery, come across the line with a 113.939 there, with Axel beat him to it with 2,000 of a second difference there. And so those epic set into the 0.5s we go for himself. Dorland or Freedom, next one to come across the line. Next it's a 14.181 there. Dorland, Safad Q1, now on to Q2, and it's P7 there. Oh, a bit more time making action if I'm not mistaken here. Hayes on her scrub set of tyres there, and it's a Cadillac of Tulu. Just started up his lap there. McLaren, that was not complete his run there, as Raza about to start his lap there with Ransdell completing his lap. That's a fast middle sector for Ransdell. Coming across the line for the Red Bull driver, and it's a P4 for the Red Bull. So at the moment here, Rafashto is currently on his lap there. Tulu is on his lap, and Raza is also started his lap. So we go with Tulu further on up the track here, as Kieran about to start his lap going through the final sector. Now let's see what Tulu can do. He's 51.850 through the middle sector. Bit of snap off oversteer on the exit of turn 10. Now going through turn 11 on to turn 13 as he come across the line. And what time is it going to be for Tulu for the Cadillac? And it's P2 for the Cadillac. Good stuff indeed. As with Ashel, but complete his run there, and with 114.135 as well as a P6 with a 113.867. Oh my god. Thanks, Gay, for got me into that meme there. Oh, you go, cool kids. There you have it. There you have it, folks. It's like you got your meme here. Anyway, as Kieran going through turn 4, we go in car number 99 for himself. Going through turn 5, we go. It was a 22.1 there. Fowler gone fastest. He's got another run on his set of tires, and he's gone fastest. Kieran invalidated his run there too. Not going for it again. Rasa, but no, going back into the pits there. Axel, he's not going for it again at this far there. So Gupta start to his lap there. 22 flat through the first sector. So the champion able to make it through out of Q1. No, going through the middle sector. From the champion going up the hill to turn 9. We go and keep a safe gear, pretty much flat through there. Unless they're like George Russell, like flat through here, flat through here, flat through here. Now on to turn 12, a little bit of snap. Going through 12, now on to turn 13. Before going into the final turn for the Alpine. Pretty much keep it flat there. Come across the line for the champion. P3, that's more like it. That's definitely more like it from the champion. It is a 113.619. There you go, that's more like it. That's a Rey Mysterio number, that kind of way. But Kieran, he got the slipstream from the Haas. That was Dusty Pursuit, it was, if I'm not mistaken. But he did either he used the slipstream or not. I'm not sure. As he going onto the gravel and he's into the barriers and it's a front left end plate gone missing and he's gone deep through the final turn and that's me. He had to go all the way back to the pits there to change that front wing. There, Dusty Bassoon on his lap, fastest through the first qualifying session. As Epic gone fastest with a 113.449 there from the first Haas. Now the second Haas is on his lap there. As he going through turn 7 and 8, going through turn 9 there, as he keep it flat through there, open up the second straight mode, shipping fourth straight modes if you know what I mean, because my track mat I have has got 4 straight modes. I will send in the photo with my comments there. So as he going through the final turn for Dusty, come across the line, and he's P6 at the moment from the Haas. He may as well go for it again. So if you're in the lower half of the 0.5s, which is Epic and Chio Fallow done very well. If you underneath the 0.5, you definitely cycle through that one. Depends on what other drivers' lap times can do as well. Ransdale started his lap there. Halford, is he on a lap there? Adam Halford there. Speaking of that, Epic must be listening through the stream there, and So I definitely agree with you, Delano. I'm going to retire in the pits with safely through with that one. And my goodness me, gone improved by a 10th there. Getting closer to the top 2 here, folks. So that's Ransdell. Near a 10th up through the first sector. Use all this battery going through in the middle sector as they're going through turn 10 through 11. I hear the buyers gone a smash there. That was Dusty Pursuit going to the smash of the barriers of the pit entry. I definitely hear the smack in the barriers in fairness as Ransdell gone fastest with a 1:13.369 there. This far, so he definitely safely through with that one. So Raza is now in the bubble with Axel completing his run, going through the final turn. What time are you going to be? He's only gone fastest with a 1:13.321 from the RB driver, which is good stuff indeed, and it is pretty much Red Bull Company's 1-2. With Gupta starting his lap there, with Night Owl completing his run. Now, Dusty Pursuit time is now in the bubble as Night Owl. No, he's entered the pits. That is pretty much as they were. So, there you have it. Time to beat for the chasing pack. It is a 1:13.816 in the bubble set by Dusty Pursuit. But Dusty is going back out on track here just to make sure he make it out of Q2 into Q3 there. Is Gupta currently... No, he's invalidated as well. I think it is. Unless if he go for it again. He's entered the pits there. So Gupta has entered the pits here. So I think that is Hayes. Started her lap and Kieran further on up the track. Started his lap there. Going through turn 5 it was. Going into turn 6 there. Gupta, all he did in this qualifying section. Can he make it into Q3? Soon see as Kieran going through the back straight, going into turn number 10. He's 4/10 up through the middle sector of the track. The final turn, it came in a cropper for the RB as they're going through turn 11 and 12, going to the penultimate turn. That's going through the final turn, turning there, coming across the line for the RB, and it is P10. He's now in the bubble and putting out Dusty Pursuit. Meanwhile, Pursuit is on a lap here, folks, as Hayes is trying to complete her lap there. Coming across the line from the Williams, it is going to be a 1:14.145, and she's out of qualifying with Wash Faschel. Next one to cross the line in the Ferrari. And can he make it out? No, he can't. He's out of qualifying as well. Raza is currently on his lap. Dusty finishing his lap. Dorlin also finishing his lap. He's nearly 3/10 up from the middle sector. And he's coming across the line. P14 it was. Dusty is next one to come across the line next. He's 3/10 up through the middle sector. As he come across the line. Can he make it out of Q2? Yes, he can. He makes it out of Q2. Raza is currently on the lap here. Can he put out Night Owl? Night Owl is currently on the lap here. And same with Adam Halford. Plalos is also further on up here. Anything is not safe at all. Can he make it out? Can he stay where he at? And he can, but as Kieran started up his lap there, Raza completing his lap here as he's not improved there. He's a 10th down and he's out of qualifying here. So this is so close. So close altogether. So as Westfatso complete his run, 9 out of even close indeed. There, Adam Halfer is season 7 champion coming across the line here, and he's up to P5 there, and now up to P7 there. So, my goodness me, what qualifying. Meanwhile, Kieran is not getting up. He's needing to find a 10th through the final sector. There, the action is non-stop at the moment here, folks. That's Kieran going through the penultimate turn, going into the final turn. We go for XRT Kieran. As he gone wide, he's about his run, and he pretty much spins the car in frustration here. And with that invalidation, and there your Q2 sorted. Gupta said what an incredible quality indeed it was. It's so close. 4 tenths between the top 9 here, which is so close altogether. Wow, and we could set up to be an incredible Q3 session. Right, let me get my thing sorted. Yes, James, how are we? How are we, James? Let's try to sort out the prediction here. This is looking class. Indeed it was. Does the who got in the top? Oh yeah, Epic. Yep, there we go. I just started up the prediction here. Top 9 in the constructors in the top 10. It is, James, it is, in fairness, like, the only team has 2 cars in this. It's the Haas. Oh, good boss. Oh, good indeed in the commentary box, unless if you talk about the heat wave, which is welter down in Ireland. So I got the prediction up. I pretty much had 4 names there, and also put in offer, which is definitely this qualifying session is a strong case of putting over altogether. It's literally a strong case of over. As Flawless about to start off his lap to start this Q3 session here for the Aston Martin. Here, going down to turn 1. There, turning off around the 72 to 71% mark through for the battery. Going into turn 2 through 3. The long right-hander. This is meant to be a second straight mode after turn 3, going into turn 4. Here we go. As he going through there, mind the ears on the exit. Now going through turn 5. Through there for Plalos. Going into turn 6 This is meant to be your first straight mode, but the game is like, nah. 7 and 8 going into turn 9 before going into the back straight, which is the second straight move, which is the fourth straight move. The real life one agree with the game. Turn 10 through 11 on to 12. We go for the Polish driver as they come across the penultimate turn. We go going into the final turn for the Polish driver as Klaus come across the line to start things off with 113.569 with Axel with a 113.319 there as Adam Halford started his lap there. Schiofalo also started up his lap there. Niall P3 at the moment here. Tulu. Is it Dusty Presume? Dusty Presume gone fastest with a 113.229 as Tulu invalidated his run there. Epic going through the final couple of turns there for the Haas. There as now can he make a Haas front row lockout here? And he does. Up to P2. He's only 200s off between the both of them. So this is close enough indeed. In fairness, the champion is on start his lap there. And let's see how he does. Is Ranzo currently on the lap? Yes, he is. He's currently on the lap. So does Schiofalo. Schiofalo is coming up to the traffic here. So it's a not ideal situation. He's kept gone right, and he will be in the mix for the Ferrari for the Italian driver, which is not ideal at all. Ransdell coming across the line next, and he's getting to P4. Halford is up to P3 there, just missed it there, and Gupta good enough for P6 there. Wowee, and Tulu about to start up his lap there. This is a wide open qualifying session for pole. The top 6 are within the 10th of each other. The top 5 are pretty much within the 10th there, and top 6 are within a 10th, nearly a 10th and a half there. So wowee, it's kind of like nothing to separate it at all. Oh, Gianfella left the session. Oh dear. Hopefully you get back in quickly as possible before the final run there. No, Tulu's got through turn 10 through 11. We go for the Cadillac. Going to turn 12. We go. I think Gupta is about to start off his run, or might not. Gupta started off his run. Tulu come across the line. P7. And meanwhile, Gupta has started up his lap. Dusty, I think he's invalidated his run. So Gupta has started up his run, going through turn 2 through 3. There. Yeah, 2 lap or soft tire, same set of soft tires there, which you're allowed to do. As he got traffic ahead, thankfully Tulu moved out of the way for the Alpine here, and now the reigning champion going through turn 6, 7 and 8 there through in the middle sector. There is yellows in front of him going through turn 9 there. I know there's a glitch in it was, if you're under yellow you got no overtake mode activated, which moves you, I think nearly around a 10th, I think it was. Now going through turn 12, going to 13 onto the final turn. Can he make any improvements from the champion? Come across the line for Gupta. He's gone fastest with a 1:13.206 it was. And he's the champion making a statement here at the moment. But he needs to get back into the pits as soon as possible as well. Meanwhile, Axel is 10th up for the middle sector. There, thankfully, Chiafalo is back into the session and ready to go for his final run. Axel coming across the final turn. We go. Use all of his battery. And it's gone fastest. Professional pole with a 1:13.174 for the RB. Wowee. This could set unprecedented pretty much a brilliant qualifying session it was, to be fair. Wowee. My goodness me. Could be anyone's guess, to be fair. Gupta's back into the pits here as Halford about to start his run. I think Axel, is he thinking about going back into the pits as quickly as possible? As Adam Halford about to start his run. There is a car in the way of a Haas or Cadillac that was through exiting the pit lane. Not ideal at all. So Axel need to get in and get out quickly as possible. Therefore, and now Halford is on his lap there. A 10th separate between the top 6 altogether. So could make it intriguing prospect. Here's from here to the end of qualifying here. Chiafalo started his lap. Ransel also started his lap. There. So let's see what kind of Halford can do. Going through turn 11 onto 12. Now before going to turn 13. Let's see how he does. Coming across the final turn. Use all of his battery from the former champion. Coming across the line. And he's not improved on his lap time. It was Ransel backed out. Chiafalo also doing the back-to-back out laps as well. Dusty Pursuit started his lap here. It's the man to beat at the moment in the Haas. Now, can he cut where it matters? Now going through turn number 4, a 10th up through the first sector for the Haas, going through in the middle sector where you go, lift it before going to turn 5 at the apex. Now as he invalidated his run, oh no! He did indeed invalidate his run there. Axel got back out on track there. Epic is back out as well. Halfway further on up. Tuli is currently on his lap here. Klaus started his lap. Night Owl and Chiafalo. So who further on up? Tuli is backed out on that one. So it would be Klaus. I think it is. Let's see what Klaus can do. Nearly a quarter of a second up through the middle sector. As he come across the final couple of turns there. Let's see what can the Polish driver can do. Going through turn 13 up to turn 14 there for Palos. Come across the line for the Aston Martin. It is P7 there. Close but not close enough there. At this far. Chiafalo's next one come across the line next for the Italian driver. Here, and he's gone professional pole with a 1:13.088. there. What about the Red Bull driver of Wanstall? Coming across the line next. Let's see what he can do. He's P3 at the moment. My goodness me. This is going to be epic. Here, folks, this is going to be epic. Pardon the pun. But here goes Halford coming across the line next. Where are you going to be end up for the Williams driver? And it is pole position for the time being. Gupta. And he's P3 at the moment. Dusty, P2. Dusty, P4. And Axel coming across the line next. What time are you going to be for Axel? P4. Oh my goodness me. What a qualifying session. Wow. Wowee. The top 6 separate between nearly 900 of a second. Adam Halder takes pole from Epic in P2, True Fowl in P3, Axel P4, Dusty Pursuit in P5, Gupta in P6, Ransdell P7, Niall in P8, Plavos P9, and Tulu runs out your top 10. Top 10 separate with 0.4 of a second, but top 6 separate with 900ths of a second. We're going to get a 5-minute break there. So, did I put down Adam Halfer? Alright. Who got the short straw? Who put down Dusty Pursuit? Yep, I didn't put down Adam Halford. Ah, James. Oh no, what have you done? Anyway, so we're going to have 5-minute break, so I'll be back in a couple of moments time. I need to fill up that water bottle again, just in case. Anyway. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, yeah, wait, God. Oh, for God's sake. I forgot my water bottle. Be back. I just seen the chat in Car C said surely that is the best quality we will see it all season. Indeed, it's so close all together. It's like it's like lost for words, that kind of way, which is the best way possible. Like, it's kind of like lost for words. I'm kind of like speechless, in fairness. So we are in for a special race. I feel Carsey saying we definitely are. If they keep going like that, like, can they translate into the race scenario there? The strategies are, you can't I changed my prediction for Paul for about 30 times. Oh dear, I should have put in Halford. Like, he's kind of like under the radar, and he put in over that kind of way. Formation lap there, upcoming there, folks. So it's kind of like that way, in fairness. So the strategy is a one-stop strategy, medium to hard or hard to medium, whatever your preference. A two-stop strategy, you could work it out there with medium, hard, the way to go. And there's tire strategies here. Dusty, Pursuit and Tulu going to in the top 10, selected on the hard tires there. So they're going for the alternative of the strategies here. Kieran, who just missed out in the top 10, opted to go on the soft tires. Can he get going on the early goings of the race here? With Rashfosho is currently on the mediums, Freedom on the hards, and the rest is on the mediums here. No, I truly feel this is going to be one of them races that are going to be special. Hopefully I don't spoke too soon on that one, but may as well. There, as Carsey just said. Now, here we go. 33 laps around the circuit to Catalunya for the Catalunya Grand Prix. As a halfer, you misjudged the grid slot, and you thought the grid slot further on up, mate. My goodness me. Now I'll misjudge his grid slot. And we wait up on Tiro to line up on the grid. Here we go for the Catalunya Grand Prix. First light, second light, third light, fourth light, and the fifth light. And this lights out, away we go. It's a good getaway from MP and P2 all together. And the RB also making a good start. MP going to try go hanging on the inside. And he takes the lead of the race where Girafalo trying to overtake the RB going into turn 3. Here with Axel is trying to hog it on the inside there. As we approach turn 4 for the very first time. Axel looking at the inside in turn 4 with Halford on the outside going through there. Can he hold it on the outside with Halford on the inside? As both of them going side by side into turn 5 as Axel gets ahead of Halford with Girafalo is going side by side with Halford and going up the hill as Halford he lost 2 positions at the early goings altogether already It's not ideal situation from the get-go from the Williams driver. Altogether, Dusty Bassoon. Oh, to be fair to him, is a good start altogether because he holds possession there because he's on an alternative strategy all round. As Epic leads away from Axel in P2 with Alpha in P3 altogether, with Schufauer going to have a go up the inside, but Alpha shut the door on him. That's Kieran. What has happened to Kieran? Does he make a mistake or something like that? As Tulu and Freedom going side by side into turn 3, onto turn 4. We go as there's an Aston Martin. That is Plalos gone squarely moment there. A little far out. There was contact. It was. But it's not quite whatsoever. Rasa has a look on the inside of Gupta from the champion. But it's not far enough at the time being. No. Ransdell has a look on the inside of the sole hard runner in the top 5. As Ransdell not going for a move that stuff yet here. So that's what you were saying. 1-stop or 2-stop strategy is a way to go on this. Ransdell is pushing the car over the back of the Haas here. As Axel, is he getting a lot closer? Not quite at the moment here. As Raza up the inside of Gupta going into turn 1, and he's got the job done on this one with Mercedes of Dorley looking to follow suit. Going into turn 3 as Plalos is over the back of Dorley. Dorlin is, as Plalos got ahead, or has he? He's looking to get 2 places at once. Going through turn 4 as he got the job done on the both of them. P9 for the Polish driver. And now Dusty is struggling to keep up with the top 5, but it's pretty much too soon to tell because he tried the alternative strategy at the moment here. So later on down the line, he will be on the better tyre condition from the top 4. At the moment here, Niall got ahead of Ransdell. Oh, he missed that one here. On that one, so as Klaus soon to be looking to try to get by the Audi here, going through the final turn. Great move, Klaus, double move in fairness to him. As meanwhile, the lead of the race, Axel and Epic going very close indeed. It was as Klaus got ahead of Raza for P8. As not quite at the moment here. As Plalos to drive Hart's really struggling early. I think, yeah, exactly. I think it's like the tire attempts more like it. Oh my goodness me! As everyone is coming to blues, Freedom, Gupta and Tulu coming to blues here. Through turn 5 it was, and lose a couple of positions there. Now, yeah, I think it's more or less a tire attempt really, if I'm not mistaken, car seat it was. So maybe that's the way you could say it, but the medium tires look going to work out very well on the early goings of the race here. But I think Dusty pursuing pace-wise, I think he on this track alone. Ransdell, oh my goodness me! Can he make it stick? But it's Niall got switcheroo, and both of them going side by side into turn 3 it was. As Niall, I think Ransdell let him by. I'm not sure he's gone off the track there. My God, the French driver went. No, it was Ransdell diving on the inside of Niall going to turn 1. It was Niall looking for a switcheroo at the exit of turn 1. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, ay ay ay. Klaus leading this train of cars as they try to catch up to the leaders at the moment here. Are they going thinking on an alternative strategy? Kieran is struggling on the soft tyres. I think he came to blows on the early goings of the race here. As Axel not quite at the moment, he's pretty much settled in the race at the moment for the RB driver. He's pretty much settled down and waiting for the perfect moment here for the RB there. But a Ferrari is unrushing. He's definitely no slouch whatsoever for the Italian driver of Giuffalo. With Halford is pretty much lurking in the behind there. I think it's kind of like history repeating itself altogether here. Remembering the Japanese Grand Prix in season 7, he got the double overtake to get it done for the race win here a couple of seasons ago. Could history repeat itself? This time in the Catalunya Grand Prix, it seems. I may be thinking way ahead of myself, but the man can dream. The man can dream. And meanwhile, Hilly got by Washfaso, Wafasa, whatever you call it, for P15. There, man. Sorry for the pronunciation, Raj. I'm going to call you Raj from now on. As Frieden going to try to overtake his teammate going into turn 1, and he's got the job done on that one. And now in the hard, could be a signal. The hard runners come into play on this situation here too. Got ahead of his Dorling for P11. There, as we were saying, it's now the hard runners come into play here, because the Haas of Dusty looking to try to catch up with the top 4 here, with the hards here. So it's that signaling the crossover point here between the mediums and the hards. With the top 4 is still intensifying. Giuffalo is going to have a spin there through turn 10 there. He's going to try holding on the outside against Halford. Halford got ahead of Giuffalo, and now Halford is up to P3 of this race. Now, is this signaling? He's slowly catching. Tulu's entered the pits. He's on hards, and he's got a 10-second time penalty for being in the pit lane. And he retires from this race. Don't know what has happened there for Tulu there. And he's left the session. As great save from Fallow. Meanwhile, Fallow is going up the inside. Try to get the move done on the Williams there. There was contact, it was. As Halford holding on the position here at the moment here. But look who's coming. Dusty Passoon in P5. He's slowly making his way into this race altogether. The top 7 is in contention of the race win here, so, and the podium as well. So this is still early goings, but my goodness me, it could be ended up as one of them spectacular races here. Hayes is entered the pits there for her. She's going to try to do a 2-stop race for her at the moment here. Now is getting a lot closer to Dusty. Going to turn 3 as Dusty fends him off. Going to turn 4 as Wanstall is watching the action here. Going through turn 4 there. Halford, look, did he make a mistake from turn 4? It was. Or was it turn 5? Because he lost pretty much half a second or something like that in the top, between the top two here. 2 stop. That's what I presume, yeah. 2 stop. I said if the hard runners go in for the 2 stop, it's pretty much knowing the time, but I say it's going to be a 1 stop race there, so I did maybe. Yellows, who's that going round? Let's have a look. That is for Tiro, it's gone round. At the exit of turn 12 into 13 it was. It looked like a massive spin it was. As meanwhile, Freedom and Rasa was side by side. Freedom got ahead of Rasa for P9 of this race. Tiro enters the pits. It looked like it was going to be another retirement onto the hard tires there for Tiro. No, he's kept going in fairness. No, as Epic got 3 seconds. Epic got 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits here, so that could be interesting later on down the line in this race altogether. So the first 3 seconds belong to Epic, but it's still a long race to go here, as Axel is getting a lot closer to Epic on this time round. 2 times is separated on both of them, and he's going to use a slipstream. Epic going defensive on the inside, and now Axel going to try hold it on the outside, as Epic right on the outside takes the lead of the race for the very first time. Or Epic is going to try fight it back, going up the hill to turn 4. Here we go, as he's not quite close enough in fairness there. And my goodness me, Epic 3 seconds. Could we have a say to this race? These guys are just pushing each other so insanely hard. Indeed it was. Like, it kind of like no room for mistakes here. It's like a perfect example. It was during qualifying, and there you have it. And Carsey praising the move on Axel going into turn 1 onto 2. It was. Should have clipped that on in the morning on the TikTok there. Sorry for late posting on the TikToks there, as Ransdell enters the pits. First one off the lead train, entered the pits, and he's gone to the hard compound tyres. Is he doing a 2-stop race, or is he doing a 1-stop race? We soon find out later on down the line in this race altogether. As now, we're missing the action between Raza and Freedom. It was Freedom had half a look on the inside through turn 4 there, and it's not quite at the moment here. So Ransdell onto the hards, and he pretty much try hoping to make them hards to the end of this race. Ransdell activates makes sense because where he's in the terrain. 1 stop, I think. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. I do agree with his undercut, because he could gain a massive advantage after this. Anyone react to this? No, it's not from the top 6 of this terrain here. I think Niall is getting a bit closer to Dusty, but it's not really at the moment here. Dusty is. If Dusty were to pit, it would be around lap 18 or lap 19 there to try to get the most of his mediums here. As Freedom, look at his front left there, folks, on his hard tyre. That's not look good on the wear as well, as he going looking for a switcheroo, going on the outside, and it's a brilliant switcheroo from Freedom. Got the job done for P8 of this race here, and now he's trying to get ahead of Plalos for P7 of this race, and now he's on the back of the Aston Martin, it seems, going into turn 10. Now, is anyone in the top 6 enter to the pits to activate, to react on the undercut? Chiafalo has entered the pits. Now, where is Ransel of all this? Ransel entered the pits, and so does Wash. Wash is going to be a double stack. Ransel is going to enter the final turn, and where is Gio? He's exited in the pit lane. There. And where is Ransel? He's at the pit main straight, and he's able to get ahead of Chiafalo for P11, pretty much fighting for a race win there for both of them. Oh, Palestine! Was it contact? Was it not? Don't know what's happened to Palos. We only caught the end of it, and it's Gupta and Hilly. No, Gupta and Hilly was arrived at the scene as well. But we don't know what has happened on that one. As Vassal and Hayes going at it with each other all together. Here, Epic's entered the pits. Look at the front tyres here for Epic. It is badly worn. As the champions enter the pits, so does Flowers and Dorlin as well. Hard tyres for Epic. And where is Ransdell? Ransdell is at the main straight with Chiafalo in behind. And I think he's going to be out ahead of Epic. And he is out ahead, but Chiafalo is going up the inside. And he takes P7 of this race. And now, Dusty Pursuit is making inwards. He's got ahead of Halford here. There was yellows at turn 10. Going through, I think that was PRB if I'm not mistaken. As now, Dusty Pursuit is now starting to catch to Axel. His heart is doing alright at the moment here. So the one stop is definitely doable. As meanwhile, Halford and Niall going side by side, going through from turn 12, going on to 13. As Halford sent to the pits here. And as Axel enters the pits, Chiro retires from the race here. Now, hard tyres for Axel, hard tyres for Halford. Hilly's also entered the pits here. And where is Chiafalo? He's breaking the toe off the cars behind. And Chiafalo leads, he pretty much a net leader, race leader here with the top 4 who was in that train. Pretty much in reverse order, you could say at least. With Ransel, first one to enter the pits to try and force the undercut attempt. His undercut attempt seemed to be worked, but Chiafalo is lead us away after the medium to hards. But Dusty could have to say to it. As meanwhile, Plalos and Hilly going side by side into turn 5, and Plalos gets ahead of the Audi there. Niall is sent to the pits. He was in the battle of them 4 cars. And he's gone onto the hard compound tyres. That's definitely a one-stop race for it. And considering he lasted 16 laps on them mediums here. As meanwhile, Giovanni leads the net race leaders group. Axel, he's losing. He's trying to get close to the gap to net race leader train here. As hold up, Epic going to try to hold it on the outside there. As he try holding not quite at the moment here. I thought he was looking for a switcheroo for on Wanstall it was, but it's like not quite at the moment. There with Wanstall is trying to fight Epic at the moment here. Wanstall is a worn hard runner from this train of cars at the moment, with Epic the only one got a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits. Could be say pit lane lost time. I think around 24 seconds, 26 seconds pit lane lost time. So you could say Dusty will be back out in around P8, P9 area when the pit lane is there. So with a pit lane lost time, but he would be on the faster tires at the end of this race here. Epic is going to have a go on Wanstall up to the inside, and he's got the moved on for P4 of the race. Effectively net P2 on track here, but now can he get by the Ferrari of Giovanni, the net race leader on track? And now he's over the back of the Ferrari. As there was a snap of oversteer way onto the gravel for Epic, and he lost 2 positions at the as Giovanni left the session. Oh dear. As there was yellow, that is for Washvaso. Going round. Freedom's entered the pits here. Let's see, I got what? Who was it? Chill. No, I don't have it. So Axel got ahead of Chill, and now Epis had to get by the AI there, and Chill. He was running a fantastic race altogether, and now right. Right. You could say it about for race lead. Dossie could have said to it on this in this front. With Axel is now net P2 of this race here. With Epi is closing the gap as Niall had to get by Joe. Yeah. As Niall got by Halfer, so yep. No, he drove superbly well. Joe is back into the race, but one disconnect pretty much proved costly. There as both of them made contact. It was Epi and Axel. Axel is diving on the inside through turn 5 as Epi going to try a switcheroo, and it's Epi got ahead of Axel for P3 of this race. And now it's pretty much take 2 for Epic. And we're way past the halfway mark, Dylan. We couldn't even keep up. It's like flown by. No. Epic is so fast. He is. but the 3 seconds could be proved vitally there. This really helping Ransdell. It is, because like in this race, because like the undercut may have been inspired as Plalos got looking to try to get ahead of Hayes. There was contact between both them, as them two got history in Japan. If you do remember, it was from last season, and Plalos get ahead, but I think there pretty much no love lost between them two. It was Plalos able to get ahead of her for P9 of this race. No. Halfers and Night Owl. Dusty has entered the pits. Dusty's now finally entered the pits. Night Owl and Adam is catching the train now because they're going at Ransdell pace, which is more wear tyre at. Yes. Indeed, that is a good point. Because Ransdell leading away with more tyre wear, but as I see Adam Halfer has half a look on the inside of Night Owl, but Dusty clear error for pretty much a lap, and now he's could be going at it on the drivers in front. Dusty could be onto something here. He may as well. Gap to leader, 5 seconds. So he could be onto it here. So with the drivers, it pretty much balanced out for 5 seconds gap between Dusty and the race leader. So this is could be an inch. This could be end up brilliantly for Dusty. Now he's on the faster tyre compounds, finding the rest of the cars ahead. As now he's closing the gap. There's yellows. That's for a Audi or Ferrari of Rasfascio going round at turn 9 as Epi up the inside got ahead, and meanwhile Halford got ahead of Niall for P4 here. So as Axel going to try up the inside through turn 4, as that was contact. Axel able to get ahead of Ransdell for P2 of this race, as now Dusty Pursuit able to get ahead of the McLaren. Nice targeting the Williams for P5 of this race. Wow, this could be ended extraordinary. Wow, Ransdell will rather be going at Epic's pace considering he has a penalty. Yes, he is. But the problem is, Axel is racing him. Axel is pretty much racing him. A very important move from Axel, yes indeed, because that's the context of this race here. And here goes Dusty, as meanwhile Axel takes the race lead up on track with Dusty. Takes P4 of this race. Now he's catching the top 3 here. The podium definitely on the cards for the Haas. Now, can he get the race win? With 10 laps to go, or 9.5 laps to go. Wow. No, he's catching. He's literally catching. 2 seconds now. And he's literally catching by the second per lap there now, since he's gone on to the mediums here. And now he's supporting Dusty. Dusty is doing brilliantly from the very start. Now, can he capitalise on this brilliant opportunity he has given? And now, lap 25 of this race. Here, as Axel is pretty much try harvest his battery going into turn 1. As a top 6 is within the second of each other. Here's True Alice left the session again. His day has gone back to worse with all the disconnects here. As Epi is going up the inside, going through turn 4. We go as Epi is trying to hold it on. As Axel, as Axel holding on the inside, defended very well on that one. As Epi going to try to hold it, going on the inside through 7 and 8. As Axel shut the door on him. And now, Epi is pretty much starting to get frustrated on the card ahead. It's like, what could I do? With the penalty I got, plus he could be out of the podium. And now, Chiafalo is back in the session. And now, back to the race leaders here in front as Epic going up the inside for P1 on track here, folks. With Dusty, it's pretty much all the way back. As Chiafalo is into, I think that's the AI, it's going into the pits. Oh, no way. Dusty looking for a switch back. Oh, half spin, no. He's got purple through the first sector, but he's got a great run on Wanstall going up the inside through the chicane. Can he get it done? Yes, he does. P3 of this race for Dusty, and now he's in the podium position on track. And now he's chasing after Axel for pretty much a net race leader here. Top 6 are within DRS on lap number 26. Amazing. You mean the overtake mode? It is different. No, we got no DRS, but it end up in an extraordinary fashion here. And we could be end up in the climax we all truly deserve here. Doran got a 3-second time penalty for track limits here. As now, Dusty looking around the outside. Axel shut the door. Going into turn 4. Now on to 5. We go. As you think of it, not quite. Axel again shut the door. Again. It's pretty much a Haas versus the RB here. With the top 3 is battling out for pretty much all his might here. Alpha is getting a lot closer. It's getting a lot closer to this one compared to the Red Bull. No, as Alpha is looking for a switcheroo. Can he get himself onto the podium here once again? With Wanzo holding on to his podium all he could. Lap 28, 5 laps to go, or 6 laps to go, whatever you call it. As Axel not quite at the moment. Dusty gotta move quickly. We don't know how long he will have this massive tyre advantage for. Exactly. We don't know what tyre advantage he's going to have here. As meanwhile, back further down the field, Paolo's got ahead of Hilly, as Hilly got ahead of Rasa, I think it was. As meanwhile, back up the action. That was the RB. No, as Dusty going to try to run the outside of Axel. As here goes Dusty up to the hill of the turn 9. Oh, what a move! Can he hold it on? Because Axel is up the inside through turn 10. Can Axel hold on? No! Spinner! Axel's gone round! Oh my goodness me! The Mansell has gone round! Oh no! Oh. What a move from Dusty, in fairness. And now, Niall also in the podium position, considering Epic 3 seconds. And now, oh, Axel would be frustrated with himself. The same with Vansol as well. Oh, no way. What a climax. 5 laps to go of this race, of this spectacular Catalunya Grand Prix. And Dusty also is a half to 1-2 at the moment. Gap to leader is 1.8 between Epic and Night Owl. That is a crucial part for Epic. Axel going to be angry with himself. Yeah, I do think so too. I say he's going to be massively frustrated with himself there. He's done a fantastic race as Dusty takes the race lead for the very first time. No, from the very first time since the cars entered the pits here on track here. With Epic's try use a slipstream here, as Carsey definitely pointed out. The tyre advantage maybe no longer there between the two tyre compounds. Bear in mind, it's the hardest tyre compounds there, the C3, the C2 and the C1 there on the availability here as Niall. Alfred gone for half a spin moment there, going into turn 7 and 8, exit of turn 8 it was. And now Dusty on his second race here on WAOF1 is on a verge to get his first race win on this very second race with us here. The same what Max Verstappen nearly did Max Verstappen, but it's like feels like this all over again. With Niall is on the back of Halper here, going through turn 3. As he's not quite, I think he's waiting for the perfect opportunity to go for a move here. As the driver's going through turn 4 through 5. As now Epi's lost out a sec, or has he? He might get in the second mark where the overtake mode activation point is at. And now I think Axel's slowly catching the top, no, from P3 and P4. Slowly catching. As Sterling got another 3-second time penalty for track limits here. And now it is, as we start up the penultimate lap of this race, Axel is slowly, but I don't think it would be too little too late to try to get himself onto the podium. Here Russell doing it fantastically, but I think that spin cost him massively as well. Same with Axel. The two spins, I thought the RB and Red Bull has done a synchronized spin, if I'm not mistaken. As Niall, Halford gone defensive going into turn 7 and 8. There. And now, going through turn 9, he doesn't have a run compared to the Williams here. going to turn 10. Now, Adam Halford, as we about to stop the very final lap of this race here. Dusty Bassoon started this race on the hard tyres, as meanwhile, Niall try to get one more position better, looking to try to get P2 one position better from last week, as he's going to try round the outside of turn 1. Can he hold it? Oh, see, not quite. It's Halford able to fend him off on this situation here. Gupta got a 3-second time penalty for track limits here, as Niall is going to have a go again into turn 4, going to 5. We go, as Niall able to get ahead this time round, and it's a P3 for the McLaren. We go back up to Dusty as soon as possible here, as Halford, has he got a run? He may have a run going into turn 10. Last bag of Jerry, not quite, but it would be Dusty on the very second race here with WAOF1. Would be on course to get his first race win here with us. He's going to take home the Catalunya Grand Prix with Epic comes on in P2 on track, with Niall comes on in P2, with Adam Halford in P3 here. Epic P4 with Axel in P5, Ransdell in P6 here. He would be frustrated, same with Axel as well. Haley P7, a great good result from Haley in fairness, with Plalos in P8, Freedom P9 with Gupta rounds out your top 10 here. Giovanni P comes on in P11 here, with Dorling in P12. Raza will come on in P13 here with Hayes. I like old softs in fact for her. I need a drink after. There's so much highlights to go through. So many highlights to go through. I couldn't even pick one moment. Ha! It is Dusty Bassoon takes home your race win in the Catalunya Grand Prix, with Niall in P2, with Adam Halford in P3, Epic with P4. Axel would be mightily frustrated after this race, comes on in P5 with Ransdell in P6. Haley comes on in P7 with Plalos in P8. Freedom P9 and Gupta runs out your top 10. Giovanni in P11 with Doral in P12, Raza P13, Raj P14, Hayes, Kieran rounds out your finishers, and we lost Tiro and Tulu. Wow, what a race. What a race. Nearly lost my voice, my goodness me. Like hurricane in Mexico. Anyway, that is us for this evening. Thank you all for jumping on to stream where we didn't do interviews because of Discord and the PlayStation, of course. Where are we at there? Next week we're in Monza for a very first sprint race of the season here. So we'll be same time, pretty much same time, same place here. So it is until then, it is good night, God bless, take it easy, and peace.